Shut up and sit down.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Rebel Trading Group Podcast. Today's date is September 19th, 2018. It is Wednesday, my dudes. My name is Nathan Oliphant, and with me, as always, is the gluten-free Jason Bessing.
The gluten-free.
My God, we almost had some amnesia for a second.
The gluten-free Jason Bessing. What's going on, brother? It's Wednesday, my dude. We're halfway to the weekend. That doesn't mean anything in our industries, though.
That's all right. Hey,
it's good. Shit happens, right?
The GF Jason Bessing in our chat. We are live on Twitch, everybody.
We're live on Twitch. We do that. That's a thing. If you're
listening to this now, follow us on Twitch, and then
you can actually watch the live stream video.
If you follow
we pull
us,
up charts and
you'll get notifications when we go live, so you can check us out then.
But if you are on YouTube or on Soundcloud, then you are only hearing the audio of this, and you just might be missing out. We go live once a week-ish, right? About every Wednesday. We like to do that.
That's about right.
About right. So let's go ahead and roll over today. We had a day. We had a decent day for once. The Dow fucking Jones, excuse me, going up 159 points, S&P up 3.5 points, and the NASDAQ down 6. Gold still sitting at 1,208, not much movement there. Oil had a nice move up today, 2.35% setting at 71.50 per barrel. Nice move up in the oil space. That's why I had a decent little day. But, let's go over to the cryptocurrencies. Still, honestly, just boring. Just fucking boring bloodbath.
That's low.
Bitcoin sitting at 6,436. It's
6,400 right now?
Yeah,
it's inching up there. That's up from 6,200 earlier in the day.
Yeah, she had a spike up early afternoon. So other than that, I don't really got much. I think it was financials that led the charge today, if I'm not mistaken. Financials, we have not done that sector yet, but that sector definitely pushed us up, especially in the Dow Jones, led by JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs, pushing up the Dow Jones index. And I'm not exactly sure why, but one of the alerts that I received earlier said that the Treasury yield surpassed 3%. So that's
what does that mean?
If I'm not mistaken, I could be talking out of my ass here, and if I am, email us, please. Let us know. But if I'm not mistaken, that means that as the interest rates on bonds go up, they can raise interest rates on loaned money because money is getting more expensive, so they can start to take in more cash by raising their interest rates on their consumers, on their products.
So what was it previously?
The 10-year yield?
Yeah, you said it.
Well, it changes every day. It broke past 3%, and that's a big thing. Like we mentioned it once before. If you can get 3% guaranteed through a treasury bond, do you really want to risk? A lot of people would say no, but do you really want to have that same amount of risk in a stock that's paying a 3% dividend? Most people would say that they would want the guaranteed treasury bond yield. And according to Steve Peasley, shout out, he says that the bond yield is the safest investment in the world.
Interesting.
So a lot of people depend on that interest rate. They also compare that interest rate to other investments. So, for example, actually in his book, Above Average Investing for the Average Investor, I just finished it on this last cruise I went on. He says he likes to look at earnings yield of a company that you are choosing to invest in should be 150% times that of the 10-year yield. And that's a great way to kind of gauge your risk to your reward compared to that yield. So it's all about that 10-year treasury yield. That's what everything kind of sets the basis on, whether it's a dividend-paying stock Whatever.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right, you ready for some market news with Nate?
Bring it to me. What's going on? I've been tuned out these past 2 days.
Dog, we slapping tariffs on China.
Always.
So we slapped I think 200 bill. I don't know what on. Come on, somebody's got to know, right? 200 billion on China.
200 bill.
Once I think it was like yesterday, 2 days ago. Once that was announced, the market kind of dipped.
Just a little bit.
That. And then the day after, like he slapped it on, the market like went up.
I think a lot of it was already priced in. A lot of people already knew that this was happening.
They sold off.
So that sell-off had already happened when it was first announced. And that was probably, 3 weeks ago?
No, that was this week, dude.
Well, no, the $200 billion thing. This last grouping of it has been floating around for a little while because it hasn't been hit, and they talked about more trade talks and pushed off, and because he was dealing with Canada and Mexico, but then it never got implemented until I think just hours ago, a day ago.
This is from the New York Times. Trump hits China with tariffs on $200 billion of goods, escalating trade war.
Yeah. They're hitting us back, too.
Of course. Why would... Yeah,
I think it's another...
that would make... Yeah, you kind of have to, I feel like. I don't know. They had a good deal. They're trying to keep that good deal by just evening it out.
Just counterbalancing it. Well, we'll fuck... You want to fuck us? We'll fuck you, too. Anything else going on?
Tesla sending someone around the moon, or fucking Elon Musk is sending someone around the moon.
Around the moon?
Yeah, a trip around.
That's scary.
Moon. So someone invested in it. Said, "Yeah, I'll do it." So there's that. Nothing else I can really think about. No, I haven't been paying attention much, man. I've been working. I'm sorry, guys.
That's okay.
That's the big news, though. That's big news. Trump tariffs, that moves the market.
I've got a little more news that I just kind of stumbled upon.
Bring it in.
Tilray, a marijuana company, at 2:50 p.m. was priced at $297, and at 4 p.m. closed at $217. So that's an $80 to the downside in a single session.
What is it called?
This is Tilray. This is a marijuana stock in Canada. Research, cultivation, production, and distribution of medical cannabis and cannabinoids, products dried cannabis extracts. This is one of the most volatile stocks in the world at the moment. It IPO'd at $23 in 2017 and is up to 10 times that, 730% return.
Dude, we should short this.
I mean, let me tell you something. There's no PE. They lost more than expected.
This is a fucking tulip.
This could be a short. This could be absolutely a short.
This is a tulip.
It's scary.
What's the price at right now? Why are the puts so fucking cheap?
$191. Because are they?
they're fucking $1 a piece.
And at the money put for how long?
There's September.
Hit me with. I go out to January. That 190 put.
Oh, you want that January?
Are they really just not even priced properly?
They're pennies, yeah. They'll cost $5. So yeah, they don't look priced properly.
Yeah, it looks like there's some sort of glitch. Maybe it's new. I don't know.
Let's see.
Well, I'll reopen that. That's interesting, though. That kind of price move. And before we jump into today's topic, we were kind of discussing earlier before about going with the marijuana stocks. And so what's your position on the marijuana stocks? Where do you sit on that?
Marijuana
you like them?
Stocks. I don't like them. I don't like them now. I think it's too early. I think everything has a time. I think it's too early. I like the idea behind it, but I feel like I've heard it before from Peasley. You need to wait till legalization, federal.
Yeah. Absolutely. There's still a lot of tape around this, a lot of mystery around it. I think it will be a very lucrative industry, hands down. It already is. I just have a feeling that like the tobacco companies are going to be the ones that profit on this because they've got the machines and the distribution channels and the cheap contracts and all that shit. And I just think that they're going to be the ones that benefit. I don't think it's going to be these startups out of Colorado. So that's my personal opinion. But
maybe sometime.
I don't trust.
If you're gonna do it, you better freaking hang on.
Every time I move my money, I say, am I willing to lose everything on this trade? And when it comes to marijuana, it's just like I think I might lose everything on that trade. I run that risk. So I'd rather put it in stuff that I know will grow my wealth.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed. I need that guarantee.
Put it in a bond. Get that 3%. All right, dude. So, what is the term?
Oh, my great.
Please tell me you have it. Do you have it?
To be honest, I had one.
Uh-oh.
And I forgot what it was.
Uh-oh.
But I got one that we can use.
Okay. Let's do it.
I might have done it before. But have you ever heard of a buy to close order?
It's an option order.
Yeah, it's an option. It's also a shorting order.
Okay, then yes, then I've heard of it.
Yeah. So let's use an example. You decide to short the stock, and you sell a stock at $10, and your hope is to buy it back cheaper. Let's say you try to buy it back at $9. Well, when you sell open that position, that you're selling those shares to open the trade.
Right.
You are now in that trade. Exactly. You are now in that trade. In order to get out, you have to do what's called a buy to close. So there's sell to open and buy to open. There's also buy to close and sell to close. So when you just go to normally buy a stock, let's say you just go buy your Ford, you're buying to open that trade. Once you own that Ford, you open position. You have that open trade out there, and it's not gone until you sell to close. Well, there's the opposite also exists. So I've on some of the more premier brokers, you have to really put in the specifics of your order. And as soon as you go to the drop down, if you just say you want to go buy a stock and you go down to the drop down, it'll have those 4 types. Like, how are you trying to trade this? Are you trying to sell it to open, or are you trying to buy it to open? And I was just I was looking at some shorting strategies a couple days ago, and I just wanted to kind of brush over that.
Okay, so let me say something about that. If you're doing it like an option, so if you sell the option, you sell to open.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have the 100 shares of collateral and you're selling calls, you sell that option to open. Now to close it, if you want to buy back in and kind of if you get a profit and the premium goes down.
Correct. So you sell a covered call, you would buy to close it to get out of that trade.
Correct. Collect that debit or credit.
And collect that credit, baby. Collect that premium.
Credit.
Get that cash flow. That's what I'm all about, man. Cash flow, compound, keep buying, expand the empire, baby. Oh, it's so sexy. Like when it actually happens and you see it come to fruition, it's just fucking beautiful, man. Sorry, I had to get a little romantic there.
We got a comment here. It says, if Bitcoin goes up in the stocks, then I would like that. I wonder what that means. What do you think that means?
Bitcoin goes up in the stocks.
What do you think that means?
I don't understand the question. I mean, if
it's not really a question, it's just a
Bitcoin
comment.
Goes up in the stocks, then I would like.
Yeah, tell us
Bitcoin
what you mean,
goes up in the stocks.
Clarify.
Anyway, so
yeah, gonna Clarify that, buddy.
All right, let's go ahead and get into the topic. So we have talked about several sectors, and we are in the middle of our sector series. So today is going to be part 5.
Woo!
So we know that the S&P 500 is breaking down into 11 different sectors. So far, we have covered industrials. Who did we have in there? We had GE, a little bit of Boeing. There were some defense stocks,
oil.
Then we did energy as well, where we had a little ExxonMobil, Chevron, Dutch Royal Shell. We did one of my favorites, consumer discretionary, where we had Amazon and other consumer-ish stocks like Target, Lowe's, Yum brands. And then we also did what else did we do? What was that fourth sector we've already done?
Real estate.
There you go. Hey, we had Simon Property Group in there. We had a little bit of is it Kimco?
I'm not sure. We had Reality Income. That's a popular one.
Realty. Yeah, that's one of my favorites, baby. Talked a little Store Capital.
You had house builders as well. That's in there as well.
Yeah, home builders, part of that real estate.
Simon's in there. We've been to Simon malls.
The malls, yeah, a lot of good companies in there. So today we're gonna do another 5 of the sector. We're almost halfway done. The 5th sector today. We want to talk a little bit of healthcare.
That's a big one.
Ooh, we want to talk a little bit of healthcare.
Boom, boom.
So let's go ahead. I got you on the Twitch here. Can you go ahead and for us pull up the sector ETF for that? And that's going to be XLV. That is the S&P 500 select ETF of the healthcare market.
I got it up on Robinhood right now.
I got it up on Robinhood. Could you pull up the holdings for us?
Oh, yeah. I got to click on
good
that.
sire.
Chicka, boom, boom, chicka, boom, boom. I like these Morningstar links. They're still active, and it's great.
Is it the
Star Fund?
Okay, so, I mean, at the time, it's a very... Well, we're going to talk about it. So
we don't really talk about star ratings on Morningstar.
Nah, I'm not. I don't like other people's ratings on shit.
Okay, coming in at top.
I give 4 to 5 a 5 out of 5. What do you think of that rating? Do you disagree? Maybe. Okay, so give us maybe the top 5 holdings there. We've got, if I can guess, we've got Merck, Johnson and Johnson, United Health, Pfizer. I'm looking at it now. Medtronic's another big one. Cardinal Health is in there. There's lots of these big, monstrous companies in there, both the pharmaceutical and healthcare insurance companies. And I want you to kick us off. Tell me a little bit about this sector, what you like, what you don't like. See.
Okay, so I'm looking at the heat map. You looking at the heat map with me?
Yeah, I'm on your. I'm on your.
I'll go to the holdings. I'll go to the holdings since that's where we're at. I like Johnson and Johnson. Everybody knows who Johnson and Johnson is, right? You go to the store, you go down the chemical aisle, and you don't see Johnson and Johnson. You're probably not in America. But even then, they probably fucking import so much, and I'm just a dumbass. Their PE ratio, Johnson & Johnson's PE ratio is 270.
That's ridiculous. They are a dividend monster, though. They are, and they're also a Dow player.
Yes.
I'm gonna. I want you to keep talking, and I want you to. I'll pull up the Dow healthcare, but while you're talking.
Okay. I mean. They're. I feel like they should be like in like a consumer like staple, ETF.
Well, their primary business is medical sales. They do a lot of medical technologies, surgical equipment.
Yeah, we have a Johnson & Johnson fucking first aid kit.
Yeah, Band-Aids. Yeah, they own Band-Aid. That alone.
Heal it up.
They have that baby powder shit. They got that baby shampoo. Everyone buys that damn baby shampoo, son. Some good smelling stuff. I love it.
Baby shampoo, yeah. I stock that shit sometimes.
But keep going.
Okay, so we have PFEs coming in next. Okay, so the weight
Pfizer.
of Johnson and Johnson is 10.3%. Pfizer PFE, that's one of my babes. I called it at 50. If you guys go back on our podcast, I called it 50 in the year, and it's headed up there. I actually shorted it the other day because it's fucking.
You had a call and then you shorted it.
I had a call. It didn't really make me money. I think I zeroed out and fucking net zero. And then I just recently bought a put because if you look at it, it looks ripe for a shorting. Let me pull it up real quick. It's actually down 0.5%. Right, here's it on the week. It's up 2% on the week. The month. Look at the 3 month. Look at the year. The year just ripe for the shorting.
She's another good strong dividend payer.
She's paying. She's in the Dow Jones 500.
Yeah, Dow Jones 500. What? Shoot yourself.
Mm-hmm. And then the S&P 30.
In the Dow 30, off of the top here, we have United Health. I don't want to throw Walgreens in there for sure, but
you gotta do it.
They're not a health company.
Oh, and the healthcare. Okay, sorry.
And Johnson Johnson and Pfizer and Merck. Those 4 companies are in the Dow Jones. They're all drug makers.
So that's the top 4.
Well, that's the top 4. They're also all in the Dow Jones. So they are market movers. They are humongous companies. I guarantee if you combine those market caps, you got close to maybe $700-800 billion, especially between Merck and Johnson and Johnson.
They have also
anything else?
Yeah, they also have insurance companies in here too.
Yeah, that's United Health.
Oh yeah.
What's that other one?
Aflac?
Not Altria.
Aetna.
There you go. I was thinking Altria. They're going to kill you instead of heal you. That's a tobacco company.
Medtronic,
yeah, they do it. When I worked at the hospital, I saw a lot of these companies. Yeah. Cardinal Health was another one we saw a lot.
Abbott Laboratories. What do they do?
Abbott Laboratories. Teva Pharmaceuticals.
Teva. They were paying a nice dividend last year, and they cut it in half. Stock cut in half,
they were.
Too.
Yeah, they got fucking wrecked, too, but came back. Came back, man.
Still paying that shitty dividend.
If I'm not mistaken, apparently they are the largest drug manufacturer in the world because they have a lot of generic drugs. So I don't know this industry very well, but just to use an example, say like Vicodin is used. Well, they have the generic version of that that's cheaper, that more people get prescribed. That's the same stuff, but it's not name brand Vicodin. That's just an example. I don't know the drugs themselves, but that's my point.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff, though.
Let's see what else we got.
Let me tell you map. Well, I was going to start to tell you my thoughts here. So, I'm not a fan of the healthcare industry. And to me, that's a personal preference. For number one, I hate pharmaceutical companies. I hate the drugs that they manufacture. Granted, it's not all of them. I can't be completely 100% against them because I take allergy medicine every single day. And I use deodorant and stuff like that. So I understand
the necessity
behind a lot of these medications, but I think that they cause a lot of the problems in the United States, and then they also sell the cure for those. I heard an example today. Listening to good old Joey Rogan.
Shout out to Joey Rogan.
Pharmaceutical companies not only have the opioids to create the crisis, but they also have the drugs to wean you off the opioids. So it can just be a vicious cycle that can just cater to everybody. And I think a lot of them cause problems, and the whole industry itself is just corrupt. There's a lot of money grabbing and sales pitches and side deals that go on in these companies between doctors and insurance companies. And I'm not a big fan of the industry and the corruption within it. Now, that being said, a lot of cash goes into this industry. Medicare, Medicaid, drugs left and right. It's a very greedy business, but...
Okay, let's I agree with that, but there's a necessity, and I just feel like it brings a moot point. The necessity of it brings to a moot point. I mean, like, of course, I mean, like you just said, the opioids obviously needs attention.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Obviously. But, like, there's other necessities within, like, the alternative, like, medicines and stuff like that. I mean, like Band-Aids, for example. Are you going to get rid of the Band-Aids? Like, how much corruption do you think is in Johnson and Johnson? Are you saying more like these drug companies? Are you like, focusing on drug companies?
I'm saying like Pfizer. Shit that like those fucking not mood altering, but like the sleep pills. What's that big
Ambien?
one? Oh man. People do crazy shit on that. They like commit murders. There's people that have gone to trial for murder but have got acquitted because they were on Ambien.
Wow.
That's like the severity of this shit. Roseanne says that she tweeted that racist shit because she was on Ambien.
Bullshit.
That was her excuse. But no, there's a lot of problems that these companies cause, and
I just feel like there's a little silver lining in the drug industry, but
there is
silver lining to the corruption. Fuck me.
Every 3 bad pills that come out, they then you have the suddenly like, oh, we cured hepatitis. Like I think that was oh god, who's that big one? It wasn't maybe Celgene. There was some other company, big drug manufacturer. Maybe someone can point that out for us, but cured hepatitis. Like straight up. I think it was this hepatitis C. They invented some sort of injection. It all went away. They made a ton of money. And then hepatitis started to die off. They started to lose money. And so there is that silver lining, and I hate to say it. And, you know, also being a dividend queen, some of these companies are so strong and so big and large. And I like those dividends. They are recession stocks, believe it or not. A lot of people flock to healthcare in times of recession. It will get hit, but it will not get hit as hard because people will pay for their healthcare before they will pay for their car or their credit card or their student loans. You dig? You feel me?
Yeah, no, I dig. Okay.
So I do like it as a safety play. I like them as potential growth plays. And the trader in me, to wrap my part right here, the trader in me...
We got more to talk about.
Oh, yeah, we got a lot to talk about. I like the fact that these drug companies, a lot of them are news-driven. So when you hear, like in the earnings reports and the shareholder announcements about drug went to trial number 3 and was approved by the FDA, well, that's going to skyrocket the price. I like that. I like that there are events that cause volatility. So that's a reason that I do like the healthcare industry. So while it is corrupt, at the end of the day, an investment is an investment and money is money. Nathan Oliphant, go.
Okay. So the heat map here shows like I don't know if you're going to call this a different sector. Biotech?
Biotech's going to go within healthcare because a lot of them are looking for the next big breakthrough in medical technology.
Let's talk about that.
You know, the first company I ever bought was a biotech company.
Was it a penny stock?
Depends on what your classification of penny stock was.
You could afford it, I'm assuming.
It was like $1.30-something. I don't even think it trades anymore. I'm going to look up the symbol. It was EVAR, EVAR, and that was Lombard Medical. I'm going to tell my story real quick just because it's funny. First time I ever heard of Robinhood, I was like, dude, I'm going to see how this works. I put in $5 and I Googled stocks under $5 and I came across that. I was like, oh, this looks good. It'll be fun. And they did like blood stents that go in your veins in order to make your veins open up because you're a fat ass and ate a bunch of chicken wings and french fries. And I don't even think they trade anymore. Yeah, I'm looking them up. They're not even listed. They were out of Ireland, completely folded. That was my first ever trade. I saw it go from $1.33 to $1.36, and I thought I was the king of the fucking world, son. And I was hooked instantly.
If you had 100 shares of that, that's what? $3?
130. Yeah, $3 I would have made on that. But I literally put in $5 and I made a little bit of money, so I put in 50. And I was like, oh my God, that same day. I was like, oh my God, I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
It's happening.
I'm doing it.
Fuck school, I'm out of here.
The worst thing that could have ever happened. No, but that is a fun story. But bring it back. Biotechs, a lot of them start. They have this mission. Hey, we're going to research this. They get lots of money. They get $250 million. It quickly runs out. They restructure the debt. That quickly runs out. Company goes out of business. Shareholders get fucked. That's a lot of these biotech companies. And they're predicated on...
Let's talk about something. Let's just talk about like the coming of age that we're coming to, though. I mean, like we're coming to an age where like biotech is becoming like it's almost becoming a necessity for some people. You have people who have like artificial fucking like hearts. Is that not a necessity for someone? I don't know.
That is a complete necessity, but a small-time biotech company would not be researching artificial hearts. Well, that's a lie. I completely made that up, and I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know. Like, a lot of them, they're lottery tickets for every 90 that list, 10 of them are going to succeed. And everybody wants to be in on like, hey, we're doing cancer research and we're doing opioid addiction research and we're doing this, and people throw their money, they flock to it real quick. The money goes in, shareholders get excited, and then at the end of the day, there's never any money being made.
Do you think
all going to research.
Do you think there will ever be a strong company out of, besides like Johnson and Johnson and the already big players? Do you think I'm talking biotech in specific. Do you think there will be a big player coming out of there soon?
If regulation on marijuana gets lowered, like gets eased, I feel like yes, because that could bring a lot of cannabinoid researches
in biotech.
Yeah, that could bring a lot of cannabinoid researches into the whole cancer argument, because some people swear to God it cures cancer. If you smoke a bunch of weed, you'll never get cancer. And it really wants to settle the debate. But a lot of places it's illegal just to, go pluck marijuana and bring it to a lab and test it and extract it. And a lot of places that just doesn't fly. And if you don't think that all these smart innovators are graduating college and flocking into engineering and healthcare, biotech, and pharmaceutical industries, then you're crazy. There's so many kids that are going to those industries. There's so many college campuses and classes that have those like, oh, we're building new robotic arms and stuff like that. I went to UCF and they had a huge
program. What about like nanobots? Like that coming of like nanobots and shit, dude.
Yeah, I mean, as technology improves, these companies will improve.
What if Apple develops like the iNano?
Some crazy. I mean, did you see the new Apple Watch now has EKG capabilities that are like FDA approved?
That's weird.
It is weird, but it can like monitor your heart rate at all times
and your location, so that
and your location and your thumbprint.
Yeah. It's putting RFID into you.
At the end of the day, do you like it as a long-term hold? Do you think is it part of your portfolio?
No, but let me say if you could like trim the section down to like the big ones and then like healthcare REITs. But I guess that would go into real estate, right?
Yeah, that is the real estate sector. But with those healthcare REITs, a lot of them are like nursing homes. So there's a lot of cash flow going to that. Well, a lot of them are doctors' offices.
So they have the hospital sector of the healthcare map.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a different industry because remember, within the sectors,
Mm-hmm.
there's different industries, whether it's aerospace or steel.
Steel.
Those will both be industrials, but they're different industries, though. They almost don't even compete with each other. One supplies the other. So that's kind of the same thing. While like hospitals hire doctors and pharmaceutical companies and all that good shit. In my opinion, I'm just not a fan of the sector. I just don't. To me, overall, it just doesn't have any appeal, or it's boring. There's decent dividends.
Yeah, what's
There's
the dividend
growth,
behind it?
good growth potential. The XLV dividend.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can get that.
1.6.
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
but the
well-
Dow players are the good ones. But the because biotechs don't pay. Biotechs don't pay dividends, but it's making up for homeboy over here.
$1.50 a year.
Yeah, not much. So
Yeah,
at the end of the day, for me, I wouldn't hold it long term. It's not really a thing I care to look at. I don't know the industry very well. Once again, I don't really care for it. I worked in a hospital. I see how these businesses operate. Not a fan. And in my opinion, I ignore it. That's me. We all have our taste. What about you? Would you use this as a trading vehicle in any way, shape, or form?
It's going to be a no for me on XLV, but, thanks for being in the market.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for paying the dividends, guys. Thanks for the Band-Aids.
I have a family member who works for Pfizer. Does very well for himself. Talks great about the business and lives a very comfortable life. And I'm proud of him and I'm happy for him. But I don't like his business. I don't like the relationships they have with doctors.
Yeah. So I'm just going to be a no. Long-term no, short-term no. I'm just not fucking with it.
Yeah, just to me, just leave it alone. Just kind of put it to the side. Unless things change, putting it to the side. So
I hope we're wrong. I hope healthcare just takes off.
Prove me wrong. Fucking extend the average life 20 years. That'd be great. Find that cure for cancer.
Let's get it. Yeah, if we're curing if the cancer drug comes out, floor it on healthcare.
Find a way to upload my brain into some computer so I can live forever. That's just some sci-fi shit. Would that be healthcare or technology?
Biotech, dude.
That's biotech. I bet you I guarantee you someone out there researches that, how they can transfer data from the brain into a...
What's that, Transcendent? What was that movie with fucking Johnny Depp? They did that.
Oh. I'm about it.
Oh.
If you could live forever, would you do it?
Yeah, why not?
Only some selfish fuck would say no. No, when it's my time, I'm dead. I'm ready to go, man. What are you watching this week, bro?
Is that it? Is that healthcare? Wrapping that up? All right.
I don't know. That's it. We're not fans.
That's good, yeah.
Thumbs down. 1 star.
1 star. 3 stars on Morningstar.
I wouldn't short it. I wouldn't buy it.
Just don't touch it.
I'm leaving it alone.
Don't touch it.
Leave it alone.
What am I watching? What am I, Nathan Oliphant, CEO of OB Capital, watching this week? I am watching ticker symbol MJ.
MJ. Tell me about MJ. What is it? What do you like about it?
Okay, so MJ, ticker symbol, was up 3.86%. I think its highs on the day were around like 13%, so it's kind of sold off during the day, but its week is at 7, its month is at 50, its fucking 3 month is at 33. Yeah, so what it does, it's the name of the ETF is the ETF MG Alternative Harvest ETF. It's $41.25 a share. The Alternative Harvest ETF tracks a market cap weighted index of global firms engaging in legal cultivation, production, marketing, or distribution of cannabis, cannabinoids, or tobacco products. I'm sure there's more. It says more, so I can't read it. I think this is a good play. Like, if you want to get into marijuana stocks, don't do like the individual stocks. Take the ETF. Let the average travel up.
You might as well just get a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Play the industry.
Oh, it's such a smart move.
I like it. I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Yeah, let's see what its volume. Its volume today was 2.5 million. Its average is on 400. It's around 500,000. So its volume's up there. So we're seeing lots of volume here.
Because we're always each other's bull to the bear.
Don't tell me you're bearish on this.
Well, I'm not bearish, but the way I look at marijuana, okay, so off the record, I love everything about the marijuana industry. I am completely behind it. I vote for it. Yes. I like it for medicinal.
Yes.
I like it for recreational. I think it's a great idea. That being said, as these investments come out, they will either make you a lot of money or they will wipe out your investment very quickly. And until I'm proven otherwise, it seems to be mostly wipe out really quickly. So I don't touch them in my personal opinion, but I'm behind. I support it. I hope they go to the moon. I hope they're the Bitcoins of 2018. That'd be fucking dope. Marijuana stocks all go above 1,000. Everybody's in, and I want to be there for that. I want to be there for that wild west rush, but it ain't happening right now. So be patient on it, but just approach it like a minefield. Take your steps cautiously and watch what you're doing. That being said, I am going to
What are you watching? Gluten-free Jason Bessing. I'm so sorry.
I'm also watching an ETF. I want to watch the financial sector. And that's because I don't get what's going on. I can't figure it the fuck out. It's been trading sideways. It's been doing nothing for like the past 3 months, just nothing exciting, really, to be honest. Like, it went up in the past 3 months, but I wonder if we're at the top of the trend here or if we're going to break through. I look at her on a 1-year chart, and she seems to be approaching some sort of resistance. So I want to see what she does. I want to see if she's going to break through. If I'm not mistaken, higher interest rates will make more money for the banks, but as interest rates go up, financials only go down. So I want to see what happens by end of month, and I want to see what goes on in this financial sector. And I'm bullish on it, to be fair. Like, I would long-term financial sector, and we're going to talk about that in another episode. So I like it here. It had a nice run up today, and I'm going to continue to watch it. Continue to watch it. I always love my banks.
All right.
Well, where can they at us?
You can find us on YouTube. Search us Rebel Trading Group, as we put all of our videos there. Recordings, videos, whatever you want to call them. You can check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/Rebel Trading Group. You can email us any questions, concerns, comments. Oh, we didn't hit our Twitch chat guy up. You're supposed to remind me.
Twitch guy up.
Yeah. Remember there was a question and you kind of totally didn't want to hit it up?
Oh, I didn't. I don't remember the...
That's when you say, oh, back to our Twitch viewer. You had a question, right? Nathan's going to hit us up on that one, right, Nathan? And then I'm supposed to say, so what I think you're trying to say is, like, when Bitcoin goes up, then like stocks would go up. Yeah, that in an ideal world that would be great, but they have like totally different fundamentals, so that's like inherently not true. So if like Bitcoin, like they have news, like a Bitcoin ETF goes kaput, doesn't go through the SEC, Bitcoin's going down, stock market's going up. Or stock market's necessarily not going up, but it's not following any other trend based on that kind of news.
I kind of get what you're saying. So like how Bitcoin... In my opinion, it's tough to pinpoint it because it's not a perfect reaction. But for the most part, Bitcoin acts inversely to the markets. It's not always true, but from what I notice on big, strong down days, I've noticed pops up on cryptos and vice versa. But it's not every day. It's not all the time. It's hard to get a correlation, and I could be completely delusional.
Delusional.
But there is a reaction. And I think it will be I think it's more of a safety thing. I think it's a safety asset. But we haven't seen it through a recession yet, so keep your eye on it. Yeah, keep your eye on it.
In general.
Keep your eye on it, but I guarantee I can. If I had to guess, in my eyes, if I'm not mistaken, if markets go down strongly because of a pinpointed reason, then cryptos and Bitcoin will go up. You heard it first. The gluten-free Jason Besson.
Would you take a more defensive stance into crypto?
I like
these
it
next
as
5 years.
5 years, yeah. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it as an
too.
accumulation for a defensive stance. Is the best way I would put it.
All right. Well, I think that kind of addresses that point. I mean, if you want any other, like, if you have any questions about stocks or cryptocurrencies, I guess we can look at them or send it to our cryptocurrency expert. Help me find my crutches.
Absolutely. And you can always email us, and if we don't know the answer, I'll do my best to get it for you or pinpoint you to the proper direction. Word of the day is pinpoint.
Pinpoint. All right. Let's just wrap this up, and then we'll go into after hours.
Let's wrap it up, man.
Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us. It's been great.
If you have any... Yep.
Wait, go ahead.
I was just going to say, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions...
Oh, I never really gave the email.
Ideas. I'm going to throw that one in there. Questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, ideas, or insults. You may email us at Rebel Trading Group. We are on SoundCloud. We are on Twitch. We are on YouTube. We are on... Is there another one? Facebook. We're out there. We're on Stock Twits. We're out there. Just look for the Rebel Trading Group. You'll see our thumbnail. We're out there, baby. We're out there. And if you want a full archive of all of our shit, it's free for you on YouTube. All 41 episodes, all on YouTube, baby. You can now listen to us for more than 2 days. Can you believe that?
Wow.
We have over 48 hours of content available for free. So go out there, learn. Let us know your experiences. Share with us. Let me touch you.
Let me hear about your losses. Let's see how you learned.
Tell us the happiest and the saddest stories. Keep yourself humble. And get your share. Take your money from that bank. Scalp from that hedge fund each and every day. Get your share. Get your dividend payment. Every dollar you get, a banker doesn't. I like that. Let's go. That's why we're the goddamn rebels.
All right, without further ado, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for joining us. Have a good day. Bye.
Romantic, isn't it? Shut up and sit down.